What's going on, good people? It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to share ideas and take the collective vibration higher. My sole intention is to reconcile all paradox with love and truth, and I love you. Today's episode of Mars Day with Mark, number 8, is a special one because today is the first episode that we've done on a full moon. It just mathed out that way. So today I'm gonna break you down through let me start that sentence again. Today, I'm gonna break down the astrology of the week, starting with today, August 1st, leading up into August 8th. So you know what the vibes are, what to expect, and really have the ability to get with the program, okay? So I wanna really speak from the heart. So I'm just gonna run you through the astrology as fast as possible. This will all be an astrology video, but let me get through the numbers, the degrees, etc., catch you up to speed. So, the sun is in Leo, 9 degrees. This just means we're 9 days into the Leo season. And this is the middle of summer if you're in the northern hemisphere. It's hot, it's exciting. More so than that, Leo is about yourself. It's about you and about how you see the world, how you see your image, how do you express yourself. This will be everything from what's personally amusing to you to your personal definitions of purpose. Leo is all about you. So that's where you put the pressure. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, enjoy who you are, and definitely indulge in a creative outlet at this time. It's really imperative that you see yourself, you acknowledge yourself, and if your life sucks, man, change the way you think about yourself, and it might get a whole lot better if you just choose to be a little bit more positive, loving, and compassionate to yourself. And what's actually kind of crazy is that at a wide orb, this just came into my mind, is that, you know, the sun has been in conjunct Saturn for a little bit, is actually kind of eased out of that 150. So it's about a 154, if my math is right. But that's still tense, guys. That still feels like a little clunky and awkward. We're relearning ourselves or learning a deeper level of our being, and that might not always feel the most gentle or easy. So be extra compassionate and careful with yourself in this time, okay? And the full moon in Aquarius is today. We're going to circle back to that because that's really the name of the game in the cycle that we're in. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be in the new moon in Leo, and that's going to say at the end of the week, we're going to be in the moon in Taurus, waning. But Mercury, which governs our mind, how we think, how we speak, how we analyze, and really how we perceive things, is in the sign of Virgo at 5 degrees. And it'll be at 13 at the end of the week, so that's not really going to change. But Mercury does well in Virgo because it's home. And Virgo concerns itself with the facts, rationality, pure analytics, things making sense. If they don't make sense, they're liable to be filtered out of your observation. So you may see life getting a little more serious, but also getting a little bit more organized, getting a little bit more productive, and that is Virgo Mercury. But on the same note, this energy is very critical because it's specific. So you're gonna need to make sure that as you're instinctively picking yourself apart, that you do that nicely, and you also use positive reinforcement, man, because the Virgo criticism can be vicious, man, and you need to be your best friend. Make it a conscious choice, okay? Venus, oh dear, is retrograde at 26 Leo. She's walking backwards through the sky. So hang on. Venus is all about love and value. Leo's about the self again, man. It's your love you need more than anybody else's. But because Venus has reversed her direction, what that really means is we're not really experiencing as much external love or getting as much new energy from Venus. And that's just going to say that the love of the past might be a little bit more appealing. You know, it may be time for revision. You might be reminiscing. This is a deep value adjustment on all levels. But above all else, this speaks to needing to love and appreciate yourself and also feel special, to welcome love into your heart, to have a love and a love of pleasure, a love of joy. So I feel like there's an unmasking going on in the collective with this Venus retrograde, because this Venus retrograde started on the same day Chiron went retrograde. And also, never mind. Never mind. That in itself just says, oh yeah, I've just remembered. That in itself says that there's healing to do when it comes to our relationships in this cycle. And on top of this, Venus is co-present with Black Moon Lilith. And very soon, she's going to cross over Black Moon Lilith in her retrograde and then pass back over. So basically, this is an unearthing of the hidden when it comes to our values and our love and how we appreciate ourselves and all others. And guys, you know, You've heard it many times. I doubt it's the first time you heard that if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And it actually goes both ways, guys. Let's say the world or this person XYZ loves you this much, but if you only love yourself this much, you're only going to experience this much love, regardless of how much extra they have for you. Okay? So now more than ever, there is a healing when it comes to self-love and identity and appreciation of the self and recognizing your own worth and value. Because Leo's identity, we can leverage affirmation by using different verbs rather than just the being verbs like I am worthy, I feel worthy. I do amazing things because I'm worthy. I love how worthy I am. I speak my value and truth. I know that I'm worthy, etc., etc. So Mars right now is in the sign of Virgo. And Mars deals with our energy. It deals with our purpose, our passion, in the direction of our decisions. And Virgo, again, is all about being non-emotional, procedural, systematic. So, hey guys, this is the time to cut out the bullshit. Point blank, period. Character liabilities. Start to develop strength in the areas of your greatest weaknesses and build consistency. And just keep doing the right things day in and day out, and you're going to grow some sweet-ass fruit. Simply put. Virgo Mars also says speed is a priority. Efficiency is really what we care about. So you also need to learn how to take fucking breaks and step back instead of getting frustrated and taking it out on your work or yourself or other people, okay? Some of y'all aren't hearing that shit. Jupiter is in Taurus, and Jupiter represents our philosophy and our understanding of life, and it even guides us towards growth. So we call this the planet of expansion and luck, and really your right brain manifests itself this way. Or vice versa. Either way you want to say it, Jupiter is going to be about where we're guided towards. And Jupiter in Taurus says that we're guided towards peace, growth, and stability. Taurus is all about the good things life has to offer and abundance on some levels. So this is a great time to get rich, but you really know you're rich if you got the shit money can't buy. Let me flip it for y'all. If you want to hear from a Saturn Taurus, there are some people so fucking poor, all they have is money. I don't want that to be you, fam. We're 30 days into this 44-day abundance challenge, and I was journaling today about these principles, and I realized that if I do have an all-sufficiency of supply, this is Jupiter Taurus, get spiritual about money, get spiritual about supply, get spiritual about source. If the divine exists within me, if I do have an all-sufficiency of supply within me, the only things that can truly limit my actual abundance or experience of wealth is basically two things, and that is my lack of faith in the universe or my lack of acknowledgement or love and acceptance of myself, because my inner supply is my wealth. The inner supply is literally the only cause of my financial affairs, the source of everything I can see, and that's real. And that's a principle. So y'all may agree intellectually, but if your body doesn't agree, you may not hear that for real, if that makes sense. No offense. Saturn is in Pisces at 5 degrees going retrograde. And Saturn in Pisces is a 3-year transit that really talks about just mastering your emotions and having true empathy and showing up for yourself, not making a martyr of yourself, not giving so much to others that you run a deficit and drain yourself. Pisces represents compassion. It represents empathy, acceptance, and even transcendence. So there's a lot with this 3-year transit. This says, don't put yourself on the cross to get loved, first and foremost. Don't make yourself a victim of your own circumstance. It's okay to go through hard things. It's also okay to go through unfair things and experience real brutality and injustice. And in doing that, you can still hold compassion for yourself. You can still have empathy for yourself, but not claim the title of victim. And that's a very powerful state to be in. It's not always easy. Saturn in Pisces looks like understanding the value of your sacrifices, getting serious about your spiritual journey, recognizing that the spiritual and the material are the same thing. Saturn in Pisces also looks like confronting your addictions head on and getting away from the need to escape. Summoning, creating, building, that's Saturn. Faith for life itself, Pisces. Okay? Hey man, on my JFK, ask not what life can do for you, ask what you can do for life. And then you might find some more inspiration, some more strength, some more power. Because with this retrograde, I know that there is a revising in the material world and in the unconscious psychological. And that's just gonna mean that a lot of people are feeling kind of tired right now. And it's easy to feel like something's gotta give, or that you gotta give up on something. Just never give up on yourself, my friend. Never give up on yourself. Uranus is in Taurus at 22 degrees, and this is going to be here all year, and then the next year, oh my goodness. So Uranus in Taurus, man, is the earth raising in vibration, because Uranus makes the necessary change that we have to experience. And good, bad, ugly, beautiful, Uranus does what needs to be done, man. And this is a global value shift. This is economic instability. This is also the health of the earth improving. So you also maybe feel called to spend more time in nature, to spend more time with the mother, spend less time concerned with the bullshit. I said before, a collective value change, and it's gonna say that, man, the shit that used to give you comfort and stability and security, this actually is impeding on freedom now, or your ability to express yourself, or to feel unencumbered, you know? So with Uranus and Taurus, the challenge we're all going through collectively, friends, is to be comfortable, be still, be chill. Do your best to just chill the fuck out and ride the waves, man. Not everything needs a reaction or your observation or even your opinion, for real. And Neptune's in Pisces at 27, going retrograde. And she is just reminding you once again to love yourself and not do any dumb shit. Make it make sense, man. The imagination is a reality. It's a nation of images, right? So you just have to discern if the things that you're seeing inside carry some objective merit. You know, we all have inner guidance, but it's imperative that you correlate this to the map in front of you and ask, does it make sense? What are the beliefs? And this is really, think about this, man. Saturn is going to conjunct Neptune in its transit of Pisces, and that's going to say this chapter that we're on for the next couple years is really getting real about your beliefs. Like, what the fuck do you believe? Does it support your freedom and growth? Does it limit or inhibit your expression of love? You create your beliefs. Yes, they are shaped and molded or confirmed or denied by the external world and people, but you get to make the choice. Nobody else gets to choose for you, okay? And Pluto is retrograde in Cap at 29. Everything's fucking retrograde, y'all. So Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn, and this is a lot of things. Let me wait for the helicopter to go by. I don't think y'all can hear it anyway because of the headphones, but either way. Pluto in Capricorn is structural changes, whether you like it or not. This could look like immune suppression on a collective level. So health has never been more wealth. You feel me? Take care of yourself. And Pluto is going through its last retrograde in Capricorn. And once it's done and it goes through its next post shadow, it'll be in Aquarius to stay for the next 20 years. But what I see with this one, man, is that systemic oppression is being crumbled and dismantled. And this is a collective responsibility that we all have to take up. Pluto in Aquarius. Finding freedom through the mind. Truth liberating. Communication setting us free. The power being in communication. Pluto in Aquarius is weird as fuck, y'all. Have you guys on TikTok been seeing all the AI lives? I feel like that is just like a touch into Pluto and Aquarius. Like, these motherfucking people are acting like goddamn robots, bruh. But on top of that, AI is really running the world right now, and it will continue to do so. The automation makes human labor obsolete. And that's good. That's actually a good thing, man. It's only a bad thing if you've been rocked to sleep by capitalism, aka Pluto Capricorn. And capitalism exists long before Pluto Cap, but either way, you should be getting the vibes, man. You're a human, you're not a fucking machine. You're not a resource for a corporation. You are a sovereign fucking being. And don't you ever fucking forget it. And Chiron like I said, started the retrograde at the same time Venus did. And Chiron is at 19 Aries. Chiron represents healing and it represents integration. Sometimes where we make mistakes and experience trauma. And this is all about you, friend. It's all about your identity and the actions you take. Chiron in Aries is checking your homework because it's retrograde. It's saying this is time to forgive yourself for your mistakes, forgive others for your mistakes. Take time to expand your awareness of self, which breeds more accountability, which breeds more power. And with more power, you have more control. And that's just gonna mean you have to be intentional with everything in the realm of your control, lest you don't want your intentions to manifest. And yeah. I just want to pause now that I got all the degrees out the way and just say, gang, if I seem upset, I low-key am, for real. I've been learning to honor my emotions and just be more forthright with how I feel and how I am. It's a full moon today, bruh, and I woke up in a lot of pain. Like the full moon is halfway through the lunar cycle, conjunction at new, we're halfway done, sun is opposing the moon. Look up in the sky, there she is all bright. But this is just gonna mean like it's about to start waning, releasing, she's gonna get darker. So we're literally letting energy out of our hearts. As above, so below, the moon governs the emotions. So when you look at that damn moon in the sky, you gotta understand she's actually connecting to your heart, for real. So when I woke up today in this new moon, in this full moon, which is kind of like a new energy for me nonetheless, but I woke up with all this back pain, like so much energy had moved through my heart that the muscles in my physical back actually hurt a fucking lot. So the breath work has been intense today. It's been excruciating. It's been very fucking painful. I feel awful on the inside, for real. Like, I'm happy that I'm here. I've counted my blessings today. I recognize the miracle of existing, but I feel terrible. I feel unloved, I feel unworthy, I feel all types of parts of me waiting to be seen and nurtured, you know? And I'm like, damn, it's real. I don't digress, I'm still talking about myself. This moon was on top of my natal Uranus, so this shit really is an unraveling for me, which is a good thing, better out than in, but you won't catch me screaming after this video because I'm gonna do it in private in the 8th house. Okay, but let's talk about this full moon, man, because this is deep release for the whole entire world. Full moon. But what is the theme? Because Leo is all about you and Aquarius is all about us, right? And the polarity between the two represents the will of you and connecting to the will of the world, aka your purpose, your ideals, your wishes and dreams. Aquarius also looks like your friends, okay? It's okay to be different. Different is actually good and special. And what's amazing is that because you're different, your journey is not supposed to look like anybody else's journey. That in itself makes your journey beautiful. So you have to give yourself permission to outgrow the old version of yourself or the old environment or the old people in your life, man. Right off the rip, man, if full moon is released and this is Aquarius friends, some of y'all letting people go for real because they don't see your vision, they don't support it. Maybe they do see it, they don't fucking support it. It's like you need to be around people that encourage you, that clap loudly for you. I'm beginning to realize I deserve constant reinforcement and recognition and reassurance. And I'm not gonna wait for anybody else to give it to me. I'm gonna give it to my damn self. But if I have people around my life that wanna be associated with me, wanna be my friend, and they don't do that for me, they don't lift me up, I'm gonna block your ass out my life, man. You won't get that access to me. So this also looks like changing the way not only that you see the self, but see the world. Guys, it's awfully hard to live your purpose if you hate the world. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It's really fucking hard to help the world when you secretly resent it or are afraid of the world. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. So this full moon, just like the last in Capricorn, is ruled by Saturn. This one's co-ruled by Uranus. But Saturn represents fear because it's the finite limitations of the real world. So what fears do you need to send love to? What fears do you need to let go of? I mentioned this earlier in the last update. Because Lilith is co-present in Leo while we're going through this whole season and the Venus retro and all that, this is going to look like expressing negative emotion for a lot of people and not denying it anymore, especially with the Virgo planets, because you know Virgos are expert at denial and avoiding shit. No offense, man, but this is just going to say that something's got to give, man, and better out than in. It's not about how heavy the shit is, it's about how long you hold it that makes it either excruciating or easy to deal with. Okay? So stripping away all the bullshit is what I'm seeing, especially with the Mars in Virgo. So Mars rules severing, which is really crazy. Mars cuts, it removes. And Virgo says, remove everything that stands in between you and perfect health or interrupts your focus, distracts you. And some of these are going to be your own, maledictions or idiosyncrasies and things of that nature. It's crazy, bro. As I started filming this video, bro, all the gnats came into my aura, for real, bro. And they weren't here when I started. So I just want to say that there's opposition in the world. There's negativity. Virgo actually rules enemies in a way. This is not always, and as soon as I say it, they come right in front of my eyes. Yeah, the gnats, bro. Virgo can rule open enemies because this talks about your vocation, your work, what you believe is your duty. And then this can be sometimes perpendicular to somebody else's. And I had a thought come through my mind, and it's really a spinoff of one of Joe Dispenza's ideas, y'all. But for some people, for many, I relate to this shit, bro. Having an enemy can be an oblique justification for an addiction to hatred. So ask yourself if that's you. Do you have enemies just to reaffirm your addiction to hatred? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you to ask yourself. This week, we got some crazy aspects in the sky. So while we're letting go of all the bullshit from this full moon and stepping into our true identity, the unencumbered self, which is Uranus, we're going to have to really think about how the new moon in Leo comes up in 2 weeks. And this is going to be about rebirthing yourself, starting anew. So these next 2 weeks is literally about letting go of everything that does not serve you and your mission. Look at yourself as a reflection of purpose. Purpose truly dwells within you, but when you bring this out through action, you will be the beacon of your ministry. You will be the lightning rod on top of the lightning house that shines for everybody to see, okay? And that's immensely beautiful. Purpose exists within you. So consider being the same person everywhere you go, not chasing purpose, not trying to prove purpose. Be purpose. Just be who the fuck you are. That's all you really can do. Stop trying to be who you think you need to be who you are, is what I'm trying to tell you. So this full moon actually is square Jupiter. And the aspects to the full moons are going to give a little bit of a deeper indication of what is to come for this cycle, what is being released, and also what are we planting later on. And Jupiter is purpose, like we talked about. It's the meaning of your experiences, and it's the journey that you're on. And this deals with reasoning, philosophy. So this is all about checking belief. Needless to say, Saturn is still in Pisces, but deeper than this, being the leader, stepping up, taking charge, embarking on something new. And I also feel with this one, with the spectrums of possibilities, this may be the need for mentorship. This may be the need to consult those that have mastered the thing that you want. Success leaves clues. Don't reinvent the wheel, man. This is the thing about Aquarius. Teamwork makes the dream work. This is the collective. You need people in this life. And while you are probably tunnel visioned on a lot of things in your life with this Virgo energy, the world includes you. And I just want to say, you got to learn how to work with people, not around them. And sometimes your fear of other people can really prevent you from making the difference that you want to make. Like I said, it might not be this serious for some, but it's like, hey, if you do hate the world, how are you going to help the world, bro? If the world made you hate it because it's already negative, that negativity is not going to cut it, bro. Cut out the bullshit. The most challenging thing I've had to experience in life is love. To hold compassion for myself and other people in the world, in spite of all the fuckery. So just remember, man, it takes more strength to be patient and loving than it does to be violent and angry. Be patient, bro. When Mars goes hard, We can waste a lot of time destroying the shit that we are building up because of our frustration, and then have to sit back and increase our understanding of nothing. Not a damn thing. That hurt my hand on my third house Pluto. But you need to hear the emphasis, dog. This week, damn near all week, Mercury is going to be opposing Saturn, Virgo Pisces. What does that mean? Hey, bro, it's getting real in the mind, fam. It's getting real up here. I see a lot of signs, but I hear sirens in the background. I'm sure some of y'all have heard about this, but the statistics about full moons are crazy, man. There's way more hospitalizations. There's way more traffic incidents. Just overall, if you work with the public, I don't even really got to get into this shit. You've already seen it, man. But like, people just be a little irritated when the full moon is a thing. So, you know, the first thing I did today after I took my shower and had a really long mirror talk, a really long one, bro. I talked to my soul for like 30 fucking minutes, bro, which is longer than normal in my daily mirror talks. I had a mirror talk, I had a meditation, and because of that release that I was talking about, this was my first card of the day in reverse. I'm detoxifying, bro. A really long breathwork session, and the shit that was coming out of my heart and my throat, bro, it literally like asphyxiated me. I was coughing and it's awful. And I went to the gym, worked out a little bit, got my energy flowing and growing, and then I went to the pool just to decompress and get in the water and let some shit go. Because Saturn opposite Mercury is a serious mentality, fam. But this also calls you to be integral within. Speak from authority, speak with integrity. Stop fucking lying, ho. No offense. I'm talking the collective, so y'all should never take offense to what the fuck I'm saying, but nothing is personal. And that's really one of the main messages of Leo season. If you haven't seen the list of 5 things to do, it's still on my YouTube during Leo season. But hey, man, having a lot of options can fucking suck, man, because, you know, you don't need every option. There's a goddamn snake in my boot. I mean, my cup. There's a rose here. There's a heart here. It's like, damn, do you want power? Do you want money? Do you want glory? Do you want conflict and catastrophe? It's like, what do you want? We're going full circle now, guys. Leo season. And I'm not saying this just to say it. This is not redundant or rhetorical. You need to ask yourself, who am I? What do I want? What do I need? How do I feel? And your answer to this is vitally important, because that's your life. You're the author. That's you writing it down, you know? You have to listen to yourself, y'all. And I am a Virgo rising. So that shit I said about Virgos being good at denial, you got to understand, I damn near got a PhD in denial, right? So that's just going to mean that acceptance of what is really paramount to growing at all, or even moving forward. Regardless if you consider yourself growing, accepting is necessary for moving forward. Ooh. That's literally from the heart, y'all. I don't think I've eaten yet today. So I'll tell you, that burp was not dietary. Truly. I'm going through deep release, man. But this is moving forward, reconciling past. You can't create the future when you're stuck in the past. So it's just about staying lighthearted, staying optimistic, and relying on the powers of imagination. Everything that you are living through, you have created through your imagination. The external is an outpicturing of your inner beliefs. Be solipsistic when you hear what I'm saying, and think about that you are the universe, the only consciousness that will ever exist. So you are every person you see, but you descend in the material plane to remember that you are unified with all things. Because if you were the universe, all knowing, omniscient, omnipresent, everywhere, all powerful, how fucking lame would that shit be, bruh? If you were always aware of everything all the time, there would be nothing to be aware of because everything was already aware of, right? And that might be a little more abstract, but just think about it. You come here to be separate for a little bit so you can go play the game and then get a little frustrated, have a little joy, and be like, oh, fuck, it was just a game. And after the game's over, I'm going right back to the lobby, fam. And there's a million games up here, bro. Actually, what do we want to create? Leo is distractions. Leo is about entertainment. Leo's about creativity. So I encourage you to maybe think about your life as a movie. Your life as a movie. You are the main character. You're the star of the show, so play your role. And be a little more accepting about the rising action, the falling action, the climax, the plot twists. It's not that serious, for real. But your life is yours. That means you're all wrapped up in it, right? So it's totally normal to feel like the pressure is high, and it's never been more serious because of these aspects we're going through. One thing before I move past Saturn and Mercury opposition is that Mercury, that Virgo energy, man. This says not only acknowledge your feelings, but let your paradigms be a little bit more flexible so you don't manifest depression. Because where Saturn shows up, man, things get cold and dry. And I just kind of feel internally that this opposition means that a lot of people may be getting kind of cynical right now, or losing hope, or feeling like their sacrifices or their schedule or even the pressure they're able to put in the world doesn't really mean any fucking thing. It absolutely does, dude. You describe the meaning to these things, and that's the challenge, is that, you know, you got a Mercury sign and a Jupiter sign. It's not what you're seeing, it's how you're seeing it. So you think, so it shall be. Always look forward. Your future has to be bigger than your past, or you will have no reason to keep going, okay? And I'm glad I brought the cards today, because usually I bring way more thorough notes, but I just hit the bullets, and I'm just like, let me just let spirit speak through me, man, because this is what I do best, is just speak from the heart. So this week, you know, remember, Venus is going retro, so she's walking backwards, and she's at 26 today, and she'll be at 23 at the end of the week, so she's not going too fast. But keep in mind, Uranus is going to be at 22 Taurus all week for a hot minute. So this means that Venus is reapplying to the square with Uranus. And what does this mean? Uranus is freedom and change. Venus is love and values. So this is limitations being squeezed out of our hearts, out of our relationships, with ourselves, with other people. I mean, look at these, man. I'll just show you the pictures. That one needs to be in the middle. Yeah, that right there. Working on love deeply, man. Values being adjusted. This could look like economic instability, but also on some level, I feel like this is economic revisions and making your accounting a little bit more organized and planting better seeds in the universe. And when I said relationships, this could be like, again, having to let go of those friends because they don't respect you, because they don't love you, because they don't admire you. It's like some of your friends may be jealous haters, and that's going to have to stop. You know, consider the meaning of everything you're doing, bro. If you're not intentional with everything in your life, man, your intentions might not manifest. Chiron and Aries. So this Venus square Uranus is uncomfortable but necessary change. And when it comes to Venus reapplying to Lilith, because she's getting closer, this is, of course, about loving ourselves deeply and unconditionally, but overcoming negative emotion, building strength, recognizing the value of pain. On some level, being grateful for pain and its teaching, its messages, its wisdom. Pain is connected to love directly. So we have to find a way to love the pain and recognize what it teaches us, because there is a message behind it, regardless of how layered it is and how much pain it is and how fucking terrible it is. Because I just want to speak from the heart for you guys, man, about the ones that are going through the healing, the ones that are resolving their trauma. If you have trauma, generally this means that there was a crisis that happened to you in your life, something affected you very deeply, and you didn't necessarily have the tools to overcome it or avoid it. I mean, much less avoid it. You didn't have the tools to overcome it. So it basically got implanted into your mind or body, and it was supplanted. So what's crazy is that, you know, as above, so below. To release this, to go full circle, you really just got to let it out the body. But what's crazy is that when you let the trauma or the pain or the emotion out the body, you kind of feel the feeling, or even attach yourself to the associated idea that came through it as well. And this says, be gentle with your limits, truly. I was giving you all the example about my breath work today and my meditation and how I was doing my healing. And I'm telling you guys, as I was breathing up to the crown and breathing down back to the root, all that tension I had in my chest, it was getting moved by the air and the breath. And here's the thing, y'all. As I'm breathing it out, I can literally feel it coming out the center of my heart. And the pain that recoursed through my body was so painful. I would literally call it a 12 out of 10. I wasn't trying to judge it, but Spirit reminded me, they were like, hey bro, this is a 12. That's not exaggerated. I'm talking about the pain that you weren't equipped to deal with can actually take you out of your physical body when you deal with it later, because it's that serious, you know? So there's a journey, the healing journey. I don't know what you're healing from, dude, because we all got a different journey, but I just say be graceful to yourself in the pursuit of wholeness, because on some level you are whole already, but you are again in a physical vessel experiencing separateness so God can learn something from you, and vice versa. And that's really beautiful. That's actually the gift. That's why you're here. On some level, through that lens, you'll realize the worst things that ever happened to you really are the best things that ever happened to you, truly, okay? And that's amazing. And I'm gonna be a little bit more serious, y'all, because I know this has been real already, but let me just cut to the chase, man, get you the rest of my notes, is that Leo season is all about you. And this full moon is calling us to reflect ourselves within the world. Draw similarities, comparisons, differences between who the fuck we think we are and who the fuck we actually are, okay? So above all else, this message of the moon cycle is to love yourself. But above loving yourself, blame no one besides yourself for your life. Credit and blame are the same exact thing. So you can't take credit without taking blame. That would make you a shitty person. If you take blame with no credit, you're kind of shitty to yourself, man. So work on that. Be more compassionate. I've been both people, by the way, you know? So maybe get to the point where you accept either both credit or blame, or neither, you know? Like I don't exist, don't refer to me at all. But yeah, balance your life, man. Nothing happens to you. Things happen as a result of you. Things happen for you, okay? So take full control of your life, man. Stop blaming other people. Pain is objectively real, guys. Injustice is very real. Violation is very fucking real. And I understand with all this strong Saturn energy and this deep Pisces energy, it's like, it can be easy to feel like, man, there is no fucking God. There is no morality in this universe. There is no justice. Believe there is, man, because the universe is giving you the experience so you can learn how to take care of yourself. And that is tough love. But just remember, the universe sees and knows all, so you are never alone. And you must show compassion for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for the truth. Pluto Aquarius, stand up for your truth. Regardless if your voice shakes, regardless if people want to twist your message. Speak your truth with authority and conviction. Okay? When you protect your purpose will protect you. And that's divine will. That's divine law. Vesta is in Gemini. And I didn't really talk about the asteroids in the degree breakdown, but let me tell you guys, the mind is being immolated, inflamed, and purified, calcinated. Thought forms and lies are being incinerated by God right now. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because that's reconciliation. Perception based on fear is evil. Perception based on fear is evil. I'm smiling because the gnats are going crazy, bro. And I can feel the energy of conflict as I'm trying to give these messages out. I can feel energy in the collective that doesn't want me to do this. But I'm also solipsistic enough to be like, I'm not going to attach this. I can see how I can create this, and I'm going to rise above this shit. Blame no one but your damn self. That's really the most empowering message I got for you. On top of this, guys, we have Jupiter trine Mars this week. And this is entirely empowering, very impactful. Full speed ahead, man. Jupiter expands and Mars directs. So what does that mean? Full speed ahead, man. Feeling competent, feeling in control. Really getting down to business, getting shit done, fam. Let me tell you again, man, the nodes moved. And this is an 18-month transition, so they just switched signs within the same month, the last 30 days. Big changes coming here, y'all. And for some, this new Aries energy where the North Node is feels like a breath of fresh air, new life, new beginnings, and that's beautiful. Above all else, it is your time to shine. Even when the sun goes into Virgo, it's still going to be your time to shine. It's going to be your time to really go after all that you feel destined for. Act on your impulses and still be intentional. And this is going to say that this year, North Node will cross Chiron, and the healing of the world will be accelerated. And that's tremendously beautiful. We need patience as well when it comes to North Node and Aries, because strong intention, strong desire, being immolated by your own fire. Spirit just said, say it, bro. The value of masturbation, and I'm talking physically. Like, is that so funny? It is kind of funny, but it's not funny as well, because if you got too much fire, bro, you can really overload your nervous system by feeling like you have to be engorged in purpose all the fucking time, dude. Literally. You know, love is life. So that's going to say sex is love. But motherfuckers lie to each other, man. So you got to be careful when you're trying to have sex with someone else for love, in the sense that if they don't really agree with themselves or you, y'all are basically exchanging illusions, aka lies, aka fear, aka evil, you know? And that sex is not love. But on a base level, like, understand that creative force that you can tap in that sits in your own root chakra, that is the spark of life that exists within you, man. And I mean, what is it? Vesta Gemini. If your mind is too tense, bro, go fuck yourself. Like, for real, bro. Yeah, for real. And the South Node is in Libra. So what does that mean? Basically the opposite of what I was just saying, but the same thing is that, you know, things have to be let go of from the past. That's the same thing every time the South Node is anywhere. But relationships, people, ideals, the need to be liked. Stop being so goddamn nice. We love to be nice when it's warranted, but don't people please to the detriment of yourself. You are a person, right? I'm seeing that the goddess really does love you. Temperance, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles, High Priestess. If you go within your heart, you will find a fountain of unconditional love that is infinite. Infinite love sits within you. And I feel like everything is kind of pointing back to the same message. I know there's a lot to talk about, but yeah. Don't give your will away to other people. Truly. I didn't talk about this, y'all. Let's actually make it go full circle. Pluto in Capricorn is bending the nodes because of this retrograde. And Pluto square the nodes means get fucking serious, or the soul will get serious for you, man. It's about time for change. Listen to the call of your soul, or that bitch will show up unexpected. The change you've been avoiding. Be fucking for real, man. Do what's best for everybody, not just yourself. Hey, this is a message not everybody likes to receive, but I've had to take this message a lot. If you don't give a fuck about the world, they won't support you. Truly. It's okay to feel unsupported. It's okay to feel like people don't like you. I know this feeling, but listen. In your heart of hearts, if you don't care about other people, if you don't have compassion and empathy, if your first priority is me, as opposed to everybody else, never thinking about others, if you would be willing to advance yourself at the detriment of others, the world will stop you from your fucked ass desires. For real. And the resentment is not aimed at you, man. I'm like low key, just frustrated at being, but I'm learning that it's my fault. I take full responsibility for bringing myself into this. You know, life is a STD. So either get busy living or start dying, you know? All right, so, hey, what's even crazier? Because, we got the South Node in Libra and a retrograde Venus ruling it, and then Mars in Virgo ruling the North Node. This is all about getting focused on your will. Love is the most beautiful thing in the world, which brought us here. But love needs to be honest and pure. That is the great right. As the sword is to the grail, as the goddess is to the god, we can unify these desires and drink them the fuck in. Without truth, there is no love. So, let's talk about relationships a little bit deeper, because in the asteroids, we can actually see different dimensions to Venus and also all types of other planets, truly. Juno is the asteroid of romantic love. Love feels like a limited or inflated word because there's like platonic love, romantic love, the love of culture, brotherly love, sisterly love, you know what I mean? Like nationalism, like there's all types of motherfucking loves in this world. So Juno, the four major asteroids will kind of help you understand. Vesta is the love of self, your divine will. Juno, on the other hand, it's like ascendant and descendant. Juno is about marriage, about partners, loving other people. And where's Juno? Juno's in Cancer. And Cancer is about home, about comfort, security, safety. And what this literally says is that right now, y'all, it's so imperative that we feel comfortable with those that we love, especially in romance. And also, in addition to Venus retrograde, you should know Cancer deals with the past. So this Venus retrograde does look like a little bit of reminiscing. Or even if you're not interested in the people from your past, because me personally, bro, I would like to step on any bitch that comes crawling back to me. Respectfully. I say that sometimes as a joke, but I don't know if it's necessarily a joke for real. Because I just think it sounds funny. But, while you might not necessarily be interested in revisiting the past, it's those elements of the past and the way that you felt special back then and the way that brought you comfort and that brought you joy, kind of appealing to the future and where you want to go. That's Juno Cancer. Juno Cancer also says that within your relationships, it's vitally important to be touched, to be held, to experience true intimacy and closeness and contact. And Juno is square Chiron, and she's actually separated from the square, so this will be getting easier. So some of what I'm saying may be more for retrospection purposes. You might have seen some healing going into your actual romantic relationships deeper than Venus retro. Some people are making mistakes in love with Chiron square Juno. Some people aren't feeling special enough. Some people don't feel like they're actually being cared for. And that may prompt some people to act a little out of character or step out of the boundaries of their relationships as well. And it's just going to be important that you stay motherfucking honest and that you stay intentional and that you let your soul speak through you as well, man. You can't hit a target you're not aiming at. And great relationships are built on communication, but also a shared mission, similar values, and interests, okay? And under that condition, y'all can grow together forever, and there shouldn't be any misunderstandings or disagreements. And if you do disagree, you can agree to disagree and keep going and still love each other for that too. So you got to take action on your stability, and you actually got to make sure that spirit is a priority as well. Don't reinvent the wheel, man. You are not new here. Your ancestors guide you in spirit, and you must call upon them sometimes to get their action and interaction, unless it's a true divine intervention. And what I mean by that is like, hey guys, if you have spirit guides, which you do, they're qualified to guide your spirit, and your spirit's here to evolve, so they're never going to step into your life and interrupt your evolution. Meaning that if you evolve through choices, you need to make the choice to call upon these guides and say, hey, spirit guides, please, for the love of the goddess and the god and myself, can you help me out, please? I could sure use some help. Invoke, call upon the goddess, fill yourself with the love of spirit. You are a magician, truly. So you must bend this world to your will. Wicca means to bend in shape. Work on your magic, kid. I say kid not to be, what's the word? Like, I don't want to subordinate anybody, bro. My Vesta in the 10th, I just be feeling like everybody's dad. Even my own, you know? So work on your magic. Your life is one spell. What's the intention behind the spell? Can you program your environment, your earth? Can you be intentional with your thoughts, your air? Can you align your feelings to the intended result? Water. Do you know what the fucking result is? The intention, fire. You know, we work backwards, but you should see it right now, y'all. If there's a will, there's a way. Fire immolates all, and it's the first spark of existence, you know? So if you hold the will, and then you tell spirit you're not going to give up, and you really are aligned with the divine, your divine will manifest itself, right? It's only a matter of time before you realize you are the higher self in the flesh, and that your birthright spiritually and physically is infinite abundance. You must understand your true values to unlock it. And I think that's all I got for y'all. Cut out the bullshit, strip it all away. Let your new self be reborn. 2 weeks from now, new moon in Leo. I'll catch you guys in the week with the moon in Taurus waning out, and we're gonna talk about what's changed. Aspects to look forward to for next week. So enjoy this, man. Full speed ahead, but also I just see that there's an excavation coming. While we're going fast, we're learning about the meaning. And honestly, I don't know which way this went, but I just feel like it's important to stay optimistic and really not only look at the meaning of your experiences, but encourage yourself to be positive, encourage others to be positive. And if other people want to trauma bond or they just want to bitch about things they can change, let these people bitch from outside the club. You can't afford interruptions. Neither can God. I mean, God doesn't really care that much about the ego perception of interruption, but I just want to say, man, when it comes to purpose, purpose is calling you to pick the fuck up. Act like your life matters. I'm talking to myself too. I don't ever want to sound too critical on anybody and make them feel like ashamed for listening to my video. That's never the message, bro. I want y'all to love yourself deeper. And that starts with me. So that starts with you. We all got to show up for ourselves. I'm going to take care of me for you. You're going to take care of you for me. And then we're all going to delight in the abundance that we have, man. The goddess is ever present in all things, and her divine love is unconditional. Drink that shit in, man. Feel how good it feels to be loved by yourself. A lot of us, myself included, y'all saw my life in review on my birthday the other day. We might not necessarily have been taught how to love ourselves by a circumstance, condition, or family, you know? So the gift we learn in life is to love ourselves. And that's a beautiful gift, man, because like I said, whether you believe it or not, you have infinite love inside of your soul, because your soul connects you to everything. But the conditions of this world are crazy, man, where we feel like we gotta work, we gotta put others first, we gotta make sure we're producing to confirm our value. No, you have value just because the fuck you are, just for being. You don't gotta prove it, okay? So I encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself, and my spirit guide is encouraging me too, take more time for you. Take more time to be still. Take more time to think about your life. Make yourself more of a priority, and everybody you interact with will thank you for it. I truly, truly promise you. Anybody who doesn't thank you for it doesn't hold the love that they expect from you. Therefore, that's a thief. That's a liar. That's a narcissist. Protect your energy, man. Spirit needs me to tell y'all there are bad people in this world. And God doesn't judge the way that we do as an ego, because even when people do horrible things in spite or ignorance or fear, this is a part of their soul's evolution. And that's frustrating and confusing. So you just have to be a little bit more non-emotional. Maybe just more non-attached, because the emotions are real and you need to honor emotions. This is a lesson for me too. But recognize harmful influences, remove them from your life, and let evil destroy itself, because that's what it does. Don't be afraid to fight back, but the best way to win any war is with the least amount of casualties as possible. This message is coming from Athena, I feel. The best way to win any war is with the least amount of casualties as possible, man. So if you're fighting more against your enemies than you are in building yourself, address that. Change that. Always build yourself more. You should be I don't like to say should, man, because it conveys shame as well. But it truly would be a shame if you invest in other people or other things more than yourself. Because the shameful part of it says that you don't actually get to fulfill your true potential, because you are missing out on your own resources, which would be a shame for everybody else, because they miss out on the best version of yourself. And that's crazy. So this one has been more of a stream of consciousness for real, as opposed to a more linear. And I know some of y'all really enjoy those. So I hope that this was fun for you. I hope this was insightful, meaningful. It helped me get my energy up a little bit. Creating always makes me feel better. I didn't want to do this today. But that being said, it's momentum, dude. It's just putting one foot in front of the other. 7 episodes, 7 weeks in a row, 2 months now. It's way harder for me to not do this than to do it. Even if I cry on camera, you know, I'm still gonna do it. I've done it before. I'll do it again, truly. Mark my words, mark my name. It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to share ideas and take the collective vibration higher. My sole intention is to reconcile all paradox with love and truth. I love you. Hit that like button. Slow down as you move forward, okay? Put good energy into good work. Rest and play as hard as you work. That's your challenge. You strong as fuck. Keep going.